Welcome back to episode 5 of the brand new Salem, South Dakota 16X Mega Farm series. In today's episode, we're heading back out into our newly created mega field as we finish preparing this massive new piece of ground and begin getting everything ready to plant the first crop ever in one of the biggest custom fields we've created so far here on the Salem, South Dakota 16X Mega Farm. We kicked this new series off with a massive farm build, investing heavily into creating our brand new farmyard here in Salem. And once the yard was complete, we followed that up by bringing in well over $15 million worth of equipment to build out our starting fleet for year one. From there, we wasted absolutely no time putting that equipment to work. Our first major job was heading out to one of our 100-acre wheat fields with our brand new harvesting fleet, where we fired up our 3 John Deere S790 combines and officially kicked off our very first harvest here on the 16X Mega Farm. Once we wrapped up harvesting our own wheat field, we kept the momentum rolling by making a quick trip down the road to take on another 100-acre wheat field, this time as a harvest contract for a neighboring farmer. That contract brought in some of our very first profits here in Salem, gave us more seat time in our harvesting fleet, and also helped us continue expanding our growing AutoDrive network around the map, something that's quickly becoming a major part of how this operation runs. After harvest wrapped up, we shifted gears and started focusing on field work and long-term expansion, and that led us into one of our biggest projects yet, creating our first custom mega field. Over on the east side of the farm, we had fields 87 and 96, 2 fields sitting directly beside one another with nothing planted in them yet. Right away, I saw an opportunity. Instead of farming those 2 fields separately, we decided to merge them together and create one much larger field that would better suit the large-scale equipment we're running here on this 16X operation. To make that happen, I hooked one of our Blue Jet 9-shank rippers up to one of our versatile 620 Delta track tractors, and we headed out to begin ripping up the strip of grass ground that separated the 2 fields. Once that dividing strip was fully worked up, I came back through with our versatile Fury disc, smoothing everything out, blending the 2 fields together, and giving the newly created field a much cleaner, more finished look. That officially gave us another massive field to add into our operation. From there, the next step was soil preparation. I brought in our 2 Loftness dry spreaders, hooked them up to our pair of versatile 365 tractors, and we began spreading thousands upon thousands of liters of lime across this newly created mega field, so we could bring the pH levels up, improve soil conditions, and get this field ready for its first crop. To kick things off today, we'll be checking back in on that lime spreading operation, because right now our 2 spreaders are still hard at work finishing up the final few passes across this new field. I've got both of our Peterbilt 379 semi-trucks hooked up to our Chandler tender trailers, and these trucks have been making constant trips back and forth from the field to the local co-op, buying load after load of lime, and hauling it back out here, so we can keep both spreaders running without stopping. And honestly, this operation has been running really smoothly. Both versatile 365 tractors are set up on Courseplay and AutoDrive, which means our hired workers are able to spread lime side by side across this massive field, covering a huge amount of ground very efficiently. Once a spreader runs empty, AutoDrive automatically takes over, brings the tractor over to the refill zone I created in the southeast corner of the field, and once it arrives, I simply have one of our Chandler trailers staged and ready so the spreader can pull right up to the back of the trailer, refill with lime, and then head right back out into the field where Courseplay takes over again and resumes spreading exactly where it left off. It's a really slick system, and it's working very well. Let's get that operation topped back off and get this field finished up. At this point, our spreaders are getting very close to wrapping up. They should only need 1 or 2 more refills, and this entire field should officially be finished and fully prepared for seeding. So once I get our semi-trucks sorted out, backing a full trailer into position and sending the empty truck back over to the co-op for another load, I'll be hopping into our Chevy Silverado 3500 and making my way back over to the mega farm so we can begin preparing for the next major operation. And this is where things start getting exciting, because we're getting very close to planting our first crop in this brand new mega field. Before we pull our seeders out though, there's still a few things we need to take care of back at the yard. The first job will be getting a lot of our currently in used equipment washed up and parked away. Our Case IH Patriot sprayers, which we used in the last episode to apply herbicide to our soybean fields, have made it back to the farmyard, but they still need to be cleaned up and parked back in the sheds. I also still have our versatile 620 Delta Track sitting in the yard with the versatile Fury disc attached, and that machine needs to be put away as well. Overall, we got a lot of equipment sitting around the yard right now, and I need to get most of that cleaned up and tucked away because very soon we'll be pulling out our massive Seed Hawk air seeders, and we're going to need plenty of room in the yard to get those big rigs set up, refilled, and dialed in before heading to the field. Once I get the equipment yard cleaned up, I'll jump back into the pickup, head back out to check in on the lime operation one more time, cycle our trucks once again, and make sure our spreaders have everything they need to finish the job. From there, our newly created mega field should be fully prepared, and then it'll officially be time to pull out our massive Seed Hawk air seeders and begin planting the first crop ever on our new 16X mega field here in Salem, South Dakota. We've got a lot of work ahead of us today as we finish building this field, prepare our seeding fleet, and get ready to put the first crop in the ground on what should become a huge part of this operation moving forward. Let's fire up the engines and get to work. If you're excited for this brand new Mega Farm series here on the Salem, South Dakota 16X map, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Well, I decided to go with our massive Load King Prestige trailers to haul seed back from the local co-op so we could get our big Seed Hawk air seeders filled up and ready to roll. But it looks like we've run into a bit of an unexpected problem. And honestly, this is one of those little challenges that comes with scaling an operation up and trying to run bigger equipment. The trailers themselves are working great. They hold a huge amount of seed, which is exactly what we need when we're running these massive seeding rigs. But the issue is actually getting that seed transferred from the trailer into the air seeder. Right now, it looks like these Load King trailers sit just a little too low to the ground. And because of that, we can't quite line things up properly to hit the trigger for the conveyor that feeds seed up into the auger mounted on our Seed Hawk. So even though we've got plenty of seed sitting in the trailer, we currently don't have a clean way to get into the seeder. Not exactly ideal when we're this close to finally getting these rigs into the field. But thankfully, I think I've got a pretty solid solution. I'm going to make a quick investment and purchase a soaring Eagle drive-over conveyor from the dealership. I'll hop into our Chevy Silverado, make a quick run down to the shop, pick up the new conveyor, and haul it back here to the farmyard. Once we get it back, I'll back that new conveyor up to the auger attached to our Seed Hawk air seeder, and from there, everything should work exactly how we want it to. The plan is to simply drive our semi-truck directly over the drive-over conveyor, unload the seed straight down into it, and then let that conveyor carry the seed up and transfer it directly into the auger on our Seed Hawk. If that works the way I'm expecting it to, this is going to make refilling these giant seeders much easier, much quicker, and much more realistic. And on top of that, it allows us to keep using these huge Load King trailers, which is a massive advantage because those trailers can haul a lot of seed in one trip, meaning fewer refill runs and more time actually working in the field. Honestly, this could end up being one of the best little upgrades we make for handling seed logistics on this farm. And it's not just useful for our seeders either. This new drive-over conveyor should also become a huge asset later on when it comes time to refill our hopper silos and handle seed storage back at the farmyard. So this should be a really nice long-term addition to the operation. Once we finally get seed flowing into these air seeders and finish topping off our liquid fertilizer caddies, it'll officially be time to start moving our seeding fleet out toward the new mega field. And honestly, that's when things get really exciting, because that means we're finally about to put the first crop ever into this newly created field. Before we begin seeding though, I want to swing back over and check in on our lime spreading operation. If everything has been running smoothly over there, our 2 spreaders should be just about finished up by now, or at the very least, very close to wrapping up. At that point, I'll begin sending both of our semi-trucks back to the farmyard, followed by our Loftness spreaders, and if there are any little missed spots left in the field, I'll quickly take care of those myself, so we can officially call our field prep complete. Once that's done, it'll be time to clean house back at the yard. I'll get all of that equipment washed up, parked away, and moved out of the way so we can clear enough space to start pulling more seeding equipment out of the sheds. At that point, I'll pull out our second Seed Hawk air seeder, refill it the exact same way we do with the first one, and get it fully prepared for the field. We do currently own 3 of these massive Seed Hawk rigs, but for this first field, which comes in at around 200 acres, I think we should be just fine running 2 of the 3. That should be more than enough horsepower and seeding capacity to make quick work of this field, while still keeping 1 rig back in reserve. Once the yard is cleared and both seeders are loaded up, we'll finally head out to the field and begin setting up our seeding operation. I'll create a Courseplay course for one of the tractors, so a hired worker can take over in 1 rig, while I jump into the second tractor and run the other seeder myself. And from there, we'll officially begin planting the very first crop on our newly created mega field. For this first crop, I've decided to go with barley. We're a little limited on crop options right now, since we're already into September, but barley feels like a great choice. Not only should it give us a nice early harvest in year 2, but depending on how weather conditions line up next season, it may even open the door for us to double crop this field next year, which would be absolutely huge for maximizing the potential of this new mega field. That could turn this field into a major producer for the farm. So let's get these giant Seed Hawks loaded up and finally start planting the first crop on our brand new Salem, South Dakota mega field. Well, after seeing that little maneuver our hired worker just pulled, I'm honestly not sure if I should be impressed or a little concerned that he decided the quickest route was straight through the ditch. I think for now, we'll just pretend I didn't see that and keep things moving. Aside from that questionable bit of driving, our seeding operation has been going incredibly well. Even with only 2 of our 3 massive Seed Hawk air seeders running, we've managed to make very quick work of this new mega field, and we're now down to just the final headland passes. Once we get those wrapped up, we'll officially have the first crop ever planted in our newly created mega field, which is a huge milestone for the Salem, South Dakota 16X mega farm. Let's finish this field off strong and get this first seeding operation officially in the books. We officially got it done. Our newly created mega field is now fully seeded, fully prepared, and officially growing its very first crop here on the Salem, South Dakota 16X mega farm. and I'd say that a pretty big milestone for this new operation. What started out as 2 smaller separate fields has now been transformed into one large custom field built to handle the massive equipment we're running on this farm. And after ripping up the dividing ground, working it smooth, spreading thousands of liters of lime, and finally bringing out our massive Seed Hawk air seeders, we've now officially planted that field's very first crop of barley. That's another huge piece of ground now added into our operation, and hopefully, if everything goes well, this field should give us a great early harvest in year 2 and possibly even open the door for some double cropping opportunities down the road. Right now, we're bringing all of our seeding equipment back to the farmyard where we'll get everything washed up, serviced, and parked back into the equipment sheds, officially wrapping up another major field operation here on the farm. And now that this new mega field is fully prepared and planted, it's time to start looking ahead to what's next. Fall harvest season. Next episode, we'll be diving into our very first soybean harvest here on the new Salem, South Dakota 16X Mega Farm. And with some massive fields waiting for us, we're finally getting close to seeing all of the hard work we've put in start paying off. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment down below so you don't miss everything that's coming next on the 16X Mega Farm. I'll catch you guys in the next one.